to make a movie, and it is definitely not easy to make a good movie, or a great one like the one we just watched. And if I could just say, round of applause to the Allison family as well. Just a wonderful, wonderful group of people. You know, it's such an honor to be here tonight because, like I said, I met Carley once, but like everybody, you know, anybody that met Carley, you just know what I'm talking about when I say she just changes your life. She touched us all with her strength and her courage. I would like to call the director of this film, Sean Cisterna, up to the stage right now, if we could. We're doing a little Q&A, if you don't mind sticking around. I'm going to have all the actors and actresses and then the family a little bit later. Sean, come on up here if you can. Oh, there's no stairs here. Oh, he's gonna go around. Okay. Usually for like the Academy Awards, they sit you near the area you need to be. So Sean, obviously, come on out near the middle of the stage here so we can see you. Sean is one of the most humble, great people I've ever met. And you know, it's funny because in entertainment you don't normally meet, you know, nice people that are kind and down to earth. So, Sean, I gotta ask you quickly first, you know, what was it about this project for you that you were like, yeah, I gotta be a part of this?
You know what, having met Sarah, like I worked with Sarah a couple of years ago in a movie called Fallout, and when she brought this project to me, and told Carley's incredible tale, I asked her to, you know, tell me her idea in 30 seconds, and ended up being like a 2.5-hour pitch, so that's how intriguing the story was. So I give credit to Sarah for introducing me to Mark and May and Riley and Sam and Carley's story. So,
when you're putting a story like this together, you know, you're directing, but you're also producing. You're doing all those things that, you know, you have to sift through the memories and talk to each and every player, every person who took part in this story. For you, what was the moment that stood out and you went, like, that really blew you away, that you didn't expect, that you were like, wow, I didn't think we could include that, and it made it to the film?
I think the one thing that, I don't know, I look back and think we did a good job is that every time Carley addresses the camera, we took those excerpts from Carley's blog. So not only was Carley a remarkable singer and an exceptional skater, she was a prolific writer. And so those moments in the film where Carley looks to camera were like basically cut and paste from her blog. So it was incorporating Carley's own voice into the film as well.
And lastly, a lot of the location shots were real. So one of the things, is it true that that was the first time anybody filmed inside the Princess Margaret?
A feature film, yeah. It took, there's a lot of locations like that took incredibly generous people to say yes to. So obviously the Princess Margaret was a tough location to get, but Carley was a star there, so they bent the rules. The Air Canada Centre was probably the most difficult location, so you can't just walk into the ACC with 20,000 people there and film. So Taylor Dean is here. Taylor helped us out with that location. And remarkably, you know, it was filmed in Carley's home and in her bedroom, and that's what made it really intimate for the cast and crew that were there. We wanted to tell Carley's story as realistic as possible, and having access to the Allison home made that really special for us.
If I could call Sarah Fisher up to the stage for a second. Also, not seated properly. We got to work on this Oscar seating here. Yeah, you know what? Let's just invite all the whole cast up here. Can we get Sarah? Luke, can we get you? Chantal, Sergio, can we get everybody up? That would be amazing. Get everybody up on stage, get it all together. So Sarah, this all kind of starts with you. It was a 30-second conversation. Sean just said it.
Not quite.
Not quite? Okay, so let's talk about that. What led up to the 30-second, 2-hour conversation?
Well, I had finished a movie called Fallout with Sean, and we loved working together, and so he was like, you know, if any opportunities or ideas come up, you know, like, I'd love to work with you, and I agreed, and I went home and I spoke about it with my mom. And obviously when you think of inspiring stories to tell, Carley's was the first one that came to mind. And so I told Sean, okay, like, I actually said, I'm gonna tell you the best story you're ever gonna hear. And he was like, okay. And I, again, told him, don't worry, it'll be quick. Huge lie. I spent about 2.5 hours going into depth with even conversations she had, and it was ridiculous. And the next day we were at the Allison's house talking about the film, and within a year we had finished filming.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Amazing. So, and obviously everybody at the end saw you with Carley, that shot of you guys together. For you, in this role, is this the most important role you think you've ever played?
100% that I will ever play.
Yeah, please. I can only imagine how emotional that must have been for you when you looked back at all the video blogs and the writing and everything that went into this, and you know your friend, but then you have to really get to know the person that she was. Was that tough?
Whenever it's funny, a lot of people ask that, and whenever I hear that, and they always ask me, how hard was it? Wow, you're so strong or brave. The second I hear it, I'm just like, look at Carley, look at what she did. I lived a lot of the moments in the film, whether it was being at the hospital when she first got her trach in ICU after some of her surgeries, the head shaving party, which is obviously how Carley was going to deal with it, was she was going to have a party. And I was there for a lot of those moments with her. So in terms of bringing it to life on screen, it was a lot of work focusing on how did Car feel when everyone left the room. And when I thought about that, and really, Car always had a huge smile on her face, and she genuinely had a big smile on her face, but she also always just cared about everyone else in the room. It was never about her. I remember once I was going to visit her, and I was like, Car, I'm so sorry I can't see you today. I really want to hang out, but I have a cold. And she goes, oh my God, Fish, are you okay? I hope you're feeling better. And I was like, oh, that's who Car is. I relived a lot of beautiful memories that were mostly positive, because when you're around Carley, you can't help but smile.
Yeah, absolutely. Luke, I gotta say, you and John are scary when you stand side by side. I don't know if you guys did a face swap on Snapchat, and it was essentially the same guy.
I showed it to his mom, and she said, who's who?
So for you, getting to know somebody that you, John had a huge part in this entire thing. Did you have to sit down and talk, or how did you prepare for this?
Well, it was really after one meeting with Sarah and Sean that they came over to my house, and kind of same thing. It was supposed to just be a little bit, 3 hours later. Yeah, right, stay for dinner. But I just went out with I was about to call you Carley, with Sarah and John, and we really hit it off, me and John. We really have a lot of similarities in our own personal life and how we talk and our own mannerisms, so there wasn't very much work to do there. We're very similar as people in general, but I don't know, just there's something about walking into the Allison home. All the work's done for you. There's just so much passion and love in that house that it just spews out into all of us actors, and there's really no work had to be done, to be honest with you.
I'm going to ask Chantal a question, if that's all right. I'm going to pass that down. Sorry, we're limited on the microphones today. I wanted to ask you about the one scene where, obviously cancer has returned, and it's you and it's Carley, and it's that lullaby in bed. And I wanted to ask about where that originated from, and about that scene and filming it. And it just seems it was such a beautiful, touching moment.
Well, we had talked about the idea of singing a lullaby to Carley, just laying in bed snuggling, which I'm a mom, and that's something that I do with my kids all the time. And there was a song that came to mind that I always sing to my kids, but it was a Tom Petty song, and that's really expensive. And Tom's not easy. So I decided one day I was walking in the trail, and I think that Carley just wrote a song for me, and it just poured through me as I was walking, and I had my phone, which I don't always when I'm walking, and I taped it. It was done, and I called Sean, and I just said, we don't need Tom.
Actually, I have a question for Sergio as well, if that's okay. Sergio, I got to ask you about the steps that you had to take beforehand to play. I mean, you know, it's funny, your mannerisms and your energy and the Leaf season ticket line, which, by the way, Mark, I could totally see you saying. I was like, yeah, for sure. I would ask the same question. How did you prepare for this? How did you get into that role as such a positive guy in a really, really tough situation?
We got a great night before we started shooting, where we got to go over and hang out with the Allisons, and they opened up the home to us, and we shot in there later. But they opened up their hearts to us, and I remember seeing Mark the first time, and I was a little nervous. I mean, the subject matter, and it's so special and important a movie. But when I get nervous, I do this, and I kind of stand like this, and I look over, and Mark's doing this, and the other side. Oh, okay, I think we might be okay. And we spent about an hour talking about life in general, and that just kind of, you know, we got to settle into, this is going to be home, and these are the people, and it's such an honor to have been able to be a part of the story, all of you. Thank you.
Before we continue the Q&A, we have a few announcements that we'd like to make. First off, I just need to call up Lisa Lyons from Kids Can Press. Lisa, if you wouldn't mind making your way to the stage. Lisa has something that she wants to tell everybody tonight. We got a couple more announcements after that before we bring up the Allison family.
Good evening, everyone. I have my notes because it's such an emotional evening. Congratulations to the entire cast and crew on Kiss and Cry. It's a remarkable accomplishment, and especially Sarah. The role must have been the most difficult for you. You did an exceptional job. Carley's story will live on through this amazing and engrossing film. And I'm pleased to announce this evening that we have optioned the rights to publish a book based on Carley's blog and interviews with her friends and family. The project is currently in development at KCP Loft, our new young adult imprint at Kids Can Press. It's a division of Chorus Entertainment. Since announcing the imprint last year, we have been searching for a compelling nonfiction project or memoir that would appeal to young women. And we're thrilled and honored that the first one we've acquired is Carley's heartbreaking, inspirational, and ultimately empowering life story. We know that once people see Kiss and Cry, they'll want to know even more about this remarkable young woman. Excuse me. To mark this announcement and to support Carley's Angels Foundation, we have arranged to have a free hardcover copy of a new novel from our young adult imprint, which is launching this spring, called Zen Diagram, available to the first 25 people who purchase the CD this evening. It's literally hot off the press. It's not in stores yet. A shout out to the Ontario Media Development Corporation for connecting us to Sean, and to Sean and Jeff for bringing us into Carley's world. Be sure to keep watching the KCP Loft Instagram feed for more news about the book.
Amazing news. This time I'd like to call up the executive producer of the movie, Jeff Deverett, coming up this side. We're going to have to keep track of what side everybody's coming up on.
So I get the honor of talking about some of the television sales, and I'm very pleased to announce that in Canada, our broadcast partner is going to be the Family Channel, which is DHX Media, so you'll all get to watch it on the Family Channel. Unfortunately, they couldn't attend tonight, but I just wanted to mention that, and then we may have some other announcements.
Yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind, I think we've held off long enough. Would the Allison family mind coming up to the stage? John, if you'd accompany them, we're counting you as well. So I have a few questions for you guys, if you don't mind. I'm gonna steal that from you. Thanks, buddy. Okay, so Ryla, let's start with you. You are the big sister in this. You're the protector, you're the leader, you're the one who, you know, all the other two were looking up to this whole time. For you, when you were going through this with her, with Carley, how did you handle this, and how were you so strong about it? Because what I noticed, and fun fact, we're Facebook friends, what I noticed throughout the whole thing was that you were positive and you were strong, and it seems to be a family trait. Where does that come from?
Well, it wasn't really my choice, to be honest. I guess Carley explains it really well in a Facebook post. She writes, there's 3 pictures of Carley and I, one on the way to radiation, chemo, and surgery. And she captions it, you know, here's a concerned big sister and a little sister who's just ready to get this cancer out of her, something ridiculous. And that's kind of where it started, but she didn't allow anyone in her hospital room crying, and I really wanted to be in that hospital room. So, I wasn't allowed to cry. And so, that's just the way Car was. She wanted everyone happy around her, and that's how she got through it, by being positive, and she gave that to us. So I guess that's how I stayed strong. I mean, I cried when I was not with Carley, but yeah, she needed you to be strong, and she made us strong. I guess is the best way to describe it.
Absolutely. Meg? This is probably totally the wrong question to ask, but did that cough-up scene actually happen?
That was actually a good question to ask, because it's one I can answer, and it absolutely did happen. We called her trach the loogie launcher, and a few times she launched some really, really far loogies. But yes, it did happen.
We handled it like a pro. It was beautiful. Okay, Mark, I'd like to jump to you for just a second here. Mark, going through this and talking to Sergio, I want to know what you had to tell Sergio about you throughout this process that you really wanted him to know, and what you wanted to see from him on screen.
Well, that's a good question. You know, I will go back to when Sergio and I first met, and you know, I looked at him and I said, yeah, he looks like me, he has my mannerisms, and I think he can play this role. But I didn't actually tell Sergio anything. We just spoke, you know, we engaged, we had a conversation, and I think him being an actor, you know, he just took to the role and did what he does best. But I didn't give him any advice. I just let him play the role.
Samantha, I have a question for you. Samantha, you know, throughout this, you were a young girl going through, how old were you when you were going through this?
14.
14, okay. So you're jumping into high school, and all of this is happening around you. For you, was it something that you just kind of were like, okay, well, we're in this, my family's in this, and we're gonna be tough? Or was it something where you were quietly off to the back going, I can't believe this is all happening right now?
Well, no one really told me anything until like 2 weeks, so Carley just kind of like came home one day and she was like, oh, hey, by the way, and it's like, oh.
And she dropped it on you?
Okay, yeah.
Wow, really?
It was funny. She was funny.
In a way only Carley could.
Yeah.
So when you see yourself on screen, what's it like?
Well, Julia did a very good job. She got everything pretty well. So.
John, it was like actually seeing you on screen, I gotta say. What did that all, like, was that all those love scenes, those that story, your story, all those little things, you did that? Do you play the drums?
I don't play the drums. Everyone knows me as, like, not musical at all. I think probably the most important scene, well, there's 2. The prom scene for sure, when I first gave her the C, and as well the panda scene.
You guys really snuck that in. Sorry, it's here?
It's in the gallery.
It's in the gallery.
Yeah. And I actually got sent to the wrong hospital.
How did that happen?
Honestly, I don't even know. It was there was like a whole lot of surgery being done one place, like recovery done another. I was at PMH waiting for Riley to come out of the elevators, and she wasn't there, so then I had to walk all the way to sick kids with like almost a 6 foot tall handyman. So, it's not the most fun thing, but like.
So that whole scene about you getting lost in the middle of nowhere, that happened?
Yeah, I usually get lost.
Did you? Okay. I'm sensing a theme here. I don't know if anybody else is grabbing that.
Carley always would navigate everywhere. She didn't never trust me. Never.
She might have been onto something.
Yes, 100%.
And I have one last question. Have you learned to skate since?
You know,
I don't know where the rink is.
I honestly don't want to learn how to stop because I just take that day as, that was our last date. And I took it as, I'm never going to stop because why would I? Why would I stop loving her? Why would anything stop? And like it's important for like those battling cancer right now, just never stop. Never stop believing in anything and always hope for the best because you never know what will happen.
At this time, if anybody does have any questions, we've got a few minutes here, so we can run a microphone out to you, and it can be for the Allison family, for John, for any of the cast, Sean. If anybody has a question, please raise your hand. Really high. Anybody? Not seeing any hands? Okay. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you one more time for being here for this. Oh, we do have one more thing, sorry.
This mic's on. I'd like to say something.
Please.
Thank you. Because I need to read. I have to get my glasses. I first want to thank Adam Wilde, who took time out of his schedule tonight to come and speak to us personally about his stories that he has. He speaks of her in a way that just warms my heart, so thank you, Adam. I certainly want to thank you all for coming and supporting our family and Carley's Angels Foundation during this feature presentation of Kiss and Cry. There are so many people here that I want to recognize, but time is so limited that I'm going to only mention a few. I certainly want to thank our director, Sean Cisterna. What a great movie. Thank you to our producers, Jeff and Avi. Where's Avi? Avi not only shaved his head with me, he also got a tattoo on his arm. Take a look at it. There's a dime in it. This film captured Carley's life and has exceeded our family's expectations. I also want to thank the charming cast and crew, but especially Sarah Fisher. Certainly without this film, without her, this film would never have happened. We are all here because Sarah had an idea, and we are certain that Carley is smiling after that performance. I want to thank Paul Alofs, who's in attendance tonight. Paul is the CEO of the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation, and he was instrumental in sharing Carley's story through PMCA Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation at such events as the Ride to Conquer Cancer, the Road Hockey to Conquer Cancer, and most recently, Doves of Hope. The limit that Carley's story was able to reach and is amazing when you are supported by such a wonderful foundation. So thank you, Paul. I'd also like to thank Dr. Pat Gillane and Dr. Ralph Gilbert. These two gentlemen, brilliant surgeons, are the ones who performed Carley's complicated and risky procedure successfully. Our family is forever indebted to you, and Dr. Gilbert is with us tonight. Dr. Gillane was unfortunate that he couldn't attend. He had another pressing matter, but his wife Barbara is with us, and I'd like to thank her for attending. I'd also like to thank Dr. John Irish. Dr. Irish continues to make an impact on the lives of those who have cancer, and he has become a good family friend to us. Thank you, John. And thank you to our close friends, our families, both the Allisons and the Elizabeths, those who stand by us as we continue to live with our loss. We truly could not have gotten this far without you. Thank you to our young foundation members. The maturity that you bring to the task of helping others never ceases to amaze us. And thank you to my daughter Riley. Riley is the chair of our foundation, Carley's Angels, and the driving force behind many of our initiatives. And this event would not have been as spectacular as it was without her and her very capable friends, Marissa, Jenny, and Natalie. Thank you. And of course, a very special thank you to John Servinus, who gave Carley the very special gift of love. Carley was truly blessed to have you in her life, John. You were and always will be Carley's angel. And thank you to Kiss and Cry. The making of this film helped us really see our daughter for who she was. Really see the far reach she had. Really see the involvement she had in helping others. Following children with cancer on social media and offering words of encouragement. We found on her phone, through Instagram, that these were the things that she was doing. We could really see her courage. Carley never once asked us why she got cancer, and rarely had any tears. She championed her story and told it in a way that inspired others. She would not be consoled. She consoled us. Finally, I want to thank Carley. I want to thank Carley for her courage. I want to thank Carley for her inspiration. I want to thank her for her bravery and her temperament. And as Adam Wilde put it so succinctly when speaking on 92.5 KISS FM, the day that Carley passed away, while he was speaking to our family, he said, "I know you must be hurting, but you must be so proud." Adam, we are so proud of our daughter. Thank you.